Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Matt Stone. Today I'm showing you guys how I make my professional wood prints. So I'm going to show you where I go, what I get, everything you're going to need to make your own wood prints. So the first step is that you want to go to a printing store that has a laser jet printer, like Office Depot. You know, I've never tried this actual piece together wood, but I think I'm going to. I like how it has the texture and the squares on it, and plus, and it's only 15 bucks, and that can make me a bunch of different wood prints. Alright, so I got the wood. One more thing I need to get is the polyacrylic. And I always like to do the clear gloss, but you can do semi-gloss. All these will work, but I just like how the clear gloss comes out. So here's everything you're gonna need to make the wood prints. It's plastic, this little roller thing you'll see, polyacrylic like I already mentioned, tape if you want it, some foam brushes and a toothbrush, some paint if you want to like paint your wood. Do it first. You don't have to put a layer of paint on, but if you want it to be a certain color, you can. Of course, you know your piece of wood, pencil, tape measures. You don't need a drill, but we do need a sander, triangle, sandpaper, and a saw to cut the wood. Alright, so our first step is going to be sanding the wood. That we're doing 8x10 prints, so our board is 16 inches across, so right at the 8, put my line, and we're just going to make our 10-inch. Then simply draw out all your lines. Alright, so now that we have all of our pieces cut that we're going to be using, now it's time to go back and do one last sand over all the edges, the sides, to smooth it up and make it look really nice. You know, and this would also be a great time to reflect back on your day while you're doing the repetitiveness of sanding. And alright, all of our pieces are cut and sanded. Now the next step is take a towel and just wipe off all that sawdust so your print transfers really nice. Now our next step is to put the polyacrylic on top of the wood and lay the images. Okay, so we have our prints. This is a family that commissioned me to make 7 pieces for them. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and take one image at a time. Here's our polyacrylic. Open that guy up. You can use a paintbrush, a sponge brush. The amount of polyacrylic you want to put on is just like a medium layer, but not too light. You really want to make sure you get your corners as well. Get your piece saturated enough, a nice good coat. Also, here's another tip that I've learned from doing a bunch of these. Right now I'm just barely holding on to it and just letting it kind of run right over. So now that we have it there, you're going to take your roller. These are important because it will roll all the bubbles out, or any bubbles that might be in there. I like to let it just drop on there and then take your roller from the center and reel. No pressure. You're just letting it roll across it because your goal is to not have any bubbles at all. Now we let that dry for at least up to 8 hours of what I've learned. Alright guys, so we have let these dry overnight. I got my coffee, it's here in the morning time. Here's what the final product is going to look like. It's a photo that I took in Barbados, and at the very end, I'll show you how to do your little hanging apparatus, and as you can see, I put my logo on the back. This is the final product of what we want our wood prints to come out. Alright, so we're set up to go ahead and take the paper off. We have our cup of water and a rag, and that's all we need. So to all my Bajan friends, if you know where this cup is from, give me a shout out in the comments. Alright guys, so our first step here, to get our rag wet and just go ahead and get our paper nice and wet. You also want to let the water soak into it, so you see how the image is starting to come through. We're going to go and start from the center, and you're just taking your rag and you're just trying to get the paper to crimp up. See how it's starting to come off nice and easy. So just like such, take your rag, or your finger works really well, and just start peeling that paper back nice and easy. Alright, so now that we have the first layer of paper off, you can see that there's a lot of film. We're never going to truly be able to get rid of all of the paper, but we're going to try our best to get it all off. And then later, when we put our polyacrylic on, it will soak into that paper and it will make it clear and transparent. Alright, so that is about as good as we're going to get it. Next step is putting the polyacrylic on the wood. So this last layer of polyacrylic will soak in all the paper. The polyacrylic will saturate, and then when it dries, you won't be able to tell. And now we're ready to put the hanging apparatus on it. Okay guys, welcome back. It is evening time now. All of our polyacrylic layers are dried and it's ready to be hung. So here's the top of our piece, and in order to hang this correctly, we must measure down. I like to do about 3 inches down. Make a mark there on both sides. Very easy. You're just making your lines. And then from the 3-inch mark, I like to go in about 2 inches. Take your staple gun, tie a quick knot, and that's it. That knot will hold it. Alright guys, so our wood prints are done. Here's the front, there's the back. You're all hung up, ready to go. Perfect Christmas present, whatever you want it to be. Or if you're a professional photographer like me, you can sell these to your clients and make a little bit extra money. Woo! Have a good one.